Sentence spacer, standard 2.L.1, demonstrate command of the conventions of standard English grammar and usage when writing or speaking. Print letters correctly and fluently. Space words and sentences properly so that writing can be read easily by others. Procedure. Number 1, students will get a sentence given to them by the teacher. Students must find the words to create the sentence. Students must place a stool in between each word to represent the sentence between each of these words. Students read the sentence out loud with a pause whenever there's a stool.
Okay. So then, we'll be holding the words. Are these, we are like the students, so then we have like the, so let's give this. So then, the sentence is, I walked the small dog. So then, I would, if I have the I, I'll have the I, stool. Oh. I, stool, walked, and then it'd be better if there was another person here. Well then, stool. Imagine if you had more people. Stool,
The, you gotta be a stool.
and then the,
You gotta go
small, so we can see it.
So you gotta stand on the outside of it.
Dog.
Dog.
So basically then the stool represents, if there was a student, everyone would be like, I would be holding the I, another one would be holding the walked, and then another one would be holding the, and then small, space, dog, just to show the sentence, the spacing between every word.
For our second activity, it is called present to past, and it is changing present tense words to the past tense. It is a second grade English language arts standard, which is demonstrate command of the conventions of standard English grammar and usage when writing or speaking. And it is the form and use the past tense of frequently occurring irregular verbs. So the way that this would work is we're going to have pieces of paper on the board with present tense verbs on them with letters out on tables for students to come up and change the present tense verbs to the past tense verbs. And Chaden is going to change reads, begin, ride, ring, and hide. So for reads, you'd cover up the S.
And then it would become red. And then begin, you would change the I to an A, so it'd be began. And then ride would become road. Ring would become rung. And hide would become hid. Oops, hid.
So for this activity, we'd have more words for them to choose from than these 5. And we would probably have enough for each student in the class so they could at least do one. And then we'd go over them as a class and make sure that they're all correct. And this enhances the student learning because it incorporates movement by having the students physically rearrange letters of the present tense words to put the given word into its past tense form.
We chose to do is called Sentence Scramble, and it's for second grade English language arts. And the standard is to demonstrate command of conventions of standard English grammar and usage when writing or speaking. And then we focused on the part of producing, expanding, and rearranging complete and simple compound sentences. So the activity would be, we put students into groups, and then there's strips of paper that has the bunch of different words to create different sentences on it. So basically, like if Jesse was a group of students, he would come up and create a sentence that he thought would make sense. and then he would read it out loud, and he would say, he walked to the pool, and then we would ask the class if that would make sense. And if they said it would make sense, then we would move on to the next group who would come up and try and either enhance the sentence or just change the sentence. So then he changed the sentence, this group would change the sentence to, I walked the dog to the pool. So basically just focuses, the way it enhances the learning is by the students physically having to come up and take the different pieces of paper and think about changing the sentence into something else that would make it different and make sense.